The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Welcome to day number 2 of the Shriners Children's College Showdown. We're about 15 minutes west of downtown Dallas, Texas, in Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers. Today's coverage brought to you by Shriners Children's. First of a triple header, we kick things off. Number 23, Vanderbilt, the Commodores, hosting the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. That is the morning game. From there in the afternoon, Bedlam. It'll be rocking for the 2 games following us, Oklahoma State against Oklahoma, and then a top 10 matchup. This is one everybody is going to want to watch. Both teams victorious yesterday. Number 7 Arkansas against number 10 TCU. Thanks so much for sticking with us for day number 2 of our coverage. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington, we were here yesterday, as were all these teams they played. These 2 that we will start our day off, breakfast baseball, looking for their first win of this young season.
Well, morning. I'll start with that, right? And it's the second day of college baseball, but it's going to be a great one. Look, both these teams lost yesterday. It's bounce-back day for them. What do they look like for the very first time after facing adversity? Coaches talk about it nonstop. Now's their first test at it.
Let's take a look at the batting order for the Red Raiders of Texas Tech, brought to you by Shriners Children's. For Texas Tech, it's a game against Oklahoma, which the Sooners won to begin both those teams' seasons. Kyler Thompson at the top of the lineup, went 3 for 4, had a triple. Lincoln Garcia, standout day as well. The true freshman playing third base, had a hit, but 2 walks as well. He will be batting beneath Hughes in that Texas Tech batting order. Pitching to them for Vanderbilt, getting the start, will be Austin Nye. He a righty sophomore. 3.55 ERA last season, 2-1 record, 50.2 innings pitched for Nye. You see the strikeouts, 58 to 22.
It is elite fastball, which is what you expect you're going to see opening weekend anyway, but it is really, really good stuff as we get a chance to look at Vanderbilt's defense.
There is the defense for the Commodores, playing out of the SEC, and their head coach Tim Corbin, a team that won 43 games last season, won the SEC tournament after finishing 4th in the regular season. It's a couple of Johnstone's 2 brothers, Logan and Carter. Logan, the elder of the 2, and then Brody Johnston. So if you're listening to us, yes, there is a trio, 2 related. The third is not. Day number 2 was an exciting day number 1. Saw Oklahoma explode their offense in the opener to win. Then a thriller between TCU and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt held a lead 3-2 going into the top of the 8th inning. We'll show you that a little bit later. That was a 1-run contest. And then Arkansas, number 7 in the country, preseason pick from a lot to be in the conversation for the national title. They with a 12-2 run rule victory in 8. So back for day 2 this college baseball season. We are underway. Nye starts things off with a strike to Thompson.
I love the fact when games get started, coaches love to call first pitch fastballs, and when you're on the pitching side of it, when it's strike one, you just feel like, all right, he's locked in. And on the hitting side of it, you're like, okay, there's an indication of what it's going to be like for us in early counts. And then he comes right back, follows it up with another 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the white part of the plate.
All averages you will see are for this season, so that's why Thompson hitting the impressive 750 after 3 hits, trying to leg this out, does get down the first base line. The throw bounces off his back with the glove reaching out, so safely over to second to begin things. Good start to the season, good start to the ball game for Texas Tech with Thompson on.
Well, this was going to be a tough play. He gets his fastball in on his hands, TD, and he goes up to pick it up. Now, gets in decent position, but throws the ball in the line, making it tough for the first baseman to come up with it. And much like yesterday, the throws towards first base, which hurt him in yesterday's game with TCU, now starts the game off against Texas Tech. It's the old PFP drill that coaches do over and over. Ground balls back to the pitcher. He did a good job not panicking, not hurrying, but he threw the ball up into the line to create the error.
Brings up Tracer Lopez. Yesterday 0 for 3. Did bring a run in, struck out 2 times. Trying to move the runner over, and will do so successfully, laying the butt up the third base line defensively. Johnson there to make the play and the throw for the out.
I think what Texas Tech is saying, we're going to take advantage of the error. The runner on second, nobody out. Instead of letting him hit, maybe pull a ball to the right side to get him to third base. Let's get him 90 feet away from scoring in the first inning. Out of respect for just how good Nye's stuff is, let's take advantage of their mistake.
Connor Schaus, yesterday 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. All but one hitter in the Red Raiders starting lineup struck out yesterday.
TD, by them moving that runner to third base now, the infielders are going to be playing back. See a good-looking slider right there from Nye with a swing miss, but the infielder is going to be playing back in the middle. Corners are going to be up, third baseman about halfway, and what this allows now as a hitter, your RBIs become a little more open. Hit a ball in the middle part of the field, fly balls to the outfield and/or base hit, but your goal now after giving, bunting and getting to third base, get the guy in from third base with less than 2 outs.
What Schaus looking for here?
Well, I mean, it's back-to-back breakers. Runner on third. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes back to it again.
This ball hit to third. Play could be at home. Throw is there, but cannot secure the catch. The runner tapped safely. First run of the ball game as Thompson is in off the bat of Schaus.
Well, the reason for the bunt just came to fruition right there. Get him to third base, get him 90 feet away. This was going to be an incredible play by the third baseman he's ever to make it. It's to his right. And TD, he's in the line now trying to throw back across the runner. That is a tremendously tough angle to throw the ball back to. And Barcy should have been on the inside of home plate to be able to take that throw and put a tag down. But either way, Texas Tech taking advantage of the leadoff error, getting him over to third and getting him in from third base.
Capitalizing on the opportunity early, Texas Tech. The first run of the ball game.
it was going to be a tough play from the third baseman because of the fielding at first. His momentum's going towards the third base dugout, but the throwing angle was going to be a challenge because you're going to have to throw back across the runner for where Barcy was, and he probably didn't understand, he needed to be on the other side of home plate to create a throwing angle for him.
Logan Hughes, junior lefty, playing left field. 0 for 3 yesterday, 2 strikeouts and a walk.
A really good peek at that fastball, the last 4 or 5 feet of it when he gets into the dirt area of the hitter's box. Has that late explosion to it, that four-seamer. It just looks like it gets there, and as a hitter, you think, oh my gosh, this is it, I'm gonna get after it, and it just like grabs another gear.
I will check on the runner. Shouts back over to first. Ball up the right field line, but in foul territory. Ranging over towards the expensive seats. Reaches over the fence. Beautiful weather indoors. Big thunderstorm system passing through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex outside. But you don't have to worry about that.
72 and sunny in here.
Still 0-2, Nye.
Got him on a check swing. It came from home plate. Umpire Mike Morris calling it from behind home plate.
Well, sit down Hughes on the 0-2 count.
Get another look at it to see if the barrel did move past home plate. A lot of times those umpires, you get that barrel moving, TD, they're going to call it. Go! Here's another look at it. I don't know. I don't know either. That's one of those ones you can go check the corner umpires to let them make that choice for you, but obviously Morris a very experienced and good umpire.
Lincoln
He
Garcia,
saw the barrel going.
Aforementioned true freshman, starting at third base, had a really good day yesterday, 1 for 2. This ball will go past first base and allow Shouts to take second.
He had him picked. He did. He leaned off. He was going. And I did a good job. See, he was leaning out and had a chance to get him, but threw the ball up the line again. The runner coming in on that side of the base. Unusual to see 2 errors early, certainly from a Vanderbilt team, and particularly from a mound.
Ooh, look alive on the ricochet. Breakfast baseball, folks. They'll come down and get you. Two down, runner in scoring position. Shouts. Ball in play to right. Johnstone raising over to make the grab at Texas Tech. Take advantage of the air and bring Thompson home to score the first run of the ball game. Vanderbilt take their first cuts at the plate when we come back to Arlington.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app. What a burger!
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amagi business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amagi business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
Vanderbilt coming off that 5-4 loss. These runs were scored via the home run. Colin Barcy, their starting catcher, had a day. 3 home runs yesterday. Brody Johnston behind him had a solo shot as well. The starting lineup, batting order, presented by Shriners Children's for Vanderbilt. On the mound, Lucas Perko, the junior righty for the Red Raiders. 7.25 ERA, 0-4 record last year, 36 innings pitched, 3-2 strikeout to walk ratio. There's the defense for the Red Raiders. Quintanar will be behind the dish. Villeneuve over at first. Lopez, Ryan, Garcia right to left, the infield. Hughes, Thompson, Schaus. First pitch swung on the deck over to second. One up, one down is Carter Johnstone.
Well, like we talked about the last half inning, the first pitch of the game, fastball in the middle part of the plate for strike one. The Tech took as a hitter. Carter Johnstone saying, I'm not. If he gives me a first pitch fastball, I'm going to get after it. So we're going to see from Perko his best pitch. Now, it's an electric fastball, but his best pitch is his changeup. When he's good, the changeup's got angle, it's got some fade to it, and some swing miss. And then the secondary part of the breaker you just saw right there. And again, that's a great job of Tech going, all right, they're going to be aggressive, then I'm going to dump a breaker in there on the first pitch on the second hitter.
How about the opening day for Colin Barcy? Last season hit 8 home runs. Yesterday hit 3 alone. Was unstoppable at the plate. His 5 at-bats. See what he has here for day number 2. The junior from Naperville, Illinois. Hard hit ball out to center field. Too much ground to cover, can't get there in time. Thompson, so Barcy continues a phenomenal start to the season.
Some magic dirt back there at home plate between the catchers these last couple of games, between their homers and their hits, and a changeup that faded back into the inner part of his Barcy's bat. And he was able to just be actually strong enough to get it out to left field and between the center fielder and left fielder. That changeup kept running back in on him. Got his hands inside of it. You just mentioned, he just keeps on hitting.
Brody Johnson, sophomore, starting at third base. This Vanderbilt team that returns 23 from last year's squad. They have 9 freshmen, 7 transfers. As mentioned, went 43 and 18, 19 and 11. Good enough to finish 4th in the stacked SEC. They win the SEC tournament as the 4 seed, 3-2 over Ole Miss. Hosted a regional, but they lose to Wright State 5-4. That ended their season. They have 5 SEC tournament titles, 2 in the last 3 years, as this one ripped down the left field line all the way back to the wall. Not deep enough to get all the way around for Barcy, but Johnston on with a stand-up double.
This looks like a second off-speed pitch out, change up, just didn't have enough to sink away from his barrel as he drives it down the left field line. And Hughes does a good job of playing this off the wall, not allowing Barcy to come all the way from first base. We saw yesterday where some guys on that wall over and misplayed some balls and they got away from him. He does a good job of getting it in and holding Barcy to third base.
So Barcy and Johnston continue to be dynamite offensively. A low looper to short. Ryan there to make the grab for the out. Runners both hold off the bat of Tommy Gooden.
He gets this pitch in on his hands. Infield was playing back with runners on second, third with a run lead. You don't want to play up. They were playing back. The ball got in on him. Just a soft liner.
Big out for Perko. Make it 2 down. Braden Holcomb, junior from Orlando, Florida. Watches the first by.
There's a lot of baseball games won and lost in these situations. What I mean by that, 2-out moments. 2-out moments, runners in scoring position, runners second, third, bases loaded, runner on, so whichever it might be, RBI moments, but 2 outs as a pitcher, you know you're 1 pitch away from getting out of it as well. And a lot of times these games are decided in these moments in the third, fourth, fifth inning where the guy comes up with the big 2-out hit and or the pitcher finds his way to pitch his way out of an RBI situation.
Quintanar liked that last pitch from Perko. Goes outside. Register the first strike for the at-bat. 2-1 the count. Barcy over on third. Johnston on second. Holcomb yesterday 1 for 5. Does Vanderbilt have a response? This one is on the ground, bobbled momentarily over at third, ranging far off the bag. Villeneuve over at first, good enough to secure the ball. So a little bit of traffic. Perko and the Texas Tech Red Raider defense get out of it. 1-0 it stands after 1. Come on back for a full day of baseball here in Arlington, Texas.
2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between 2 of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions, home to possibility, and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
1-0 ball game, top of the second inning as we welcome in head coach for Vanderbilt, Tim Corbin. Coach, yesterday we saw a back and forth game, a lot of emotions in that one. What was your message to the team as you guys turned the page to here day number 2, try to get that first win of the season?
Well, it was a good ball game. I thought it was well pitched by both sides, and they're a very competitive group, TCU, but I thought we were too. I think both teams counterpunched pretty well. Tough one to lose, but at the same time, that's why we're here. We're here to play good competition, and they certainly were.
Coach, I got to ask you guys. You spoke in the meetings prior to the games about what it's like to come here to Globe Life and play. I mean, you look at the facility and how well they treat everybody. Give us your thoughts from a coach's perspective. What it's like early in the year to bring a team to these tournaments.
Well, you know, for us, I think it's just trying to get an identity check. You're trying to gather as much information as you possibly can. I mean, you spend 6 to 7 months building a team. That's a long period of time before you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then you get to February, and you want to do it against in a good environment, which this certainly is. It's a big league environment, but against really good teams. So I think that's the most important part. It would be very comfortable to stay at home, play in Nashville, but here, you know, you're playing in, as I said, really good place against good teams. So with good fans too, you get a lot of fans in the stands too, so it feels good.
Caden Ferraro is the batter at the plate. Coach, tell us about your starting pitcher, Austin Nye, and what makes him effective when he's at his best.
Well, he's a very good pitcher. I mean, he can land all of his pitches. He's got a good acumen for the game. He's certainly got a good heartbeat. I would tell you this too, and this kind of conflicts with what happened in the first inning. He's a very good fielding pitcher. So there you go. We won't be fielding 980 this year after that inning. But no, he's a heck of a kid. He's on task with everything that he does. Very mature for a sophomore.
You know, he looked athletic coming off the mound to go pick up that ball, and he just looked like it got away from him just a little bit. And so, Coach, I got to tell you, 24 years, a head coach in Division I athletics, it doesn't matter what sport it is. If you're able to do that, do something you love, which you do, and to have such success at it is a tremendous credit to you and to your staff.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it. I love teaching, and I think that's I know I've got a head coaching title, but I enjoy being a teacher. I could have been an elementary school teacher, but the environment with young people, especially young men, and certainly what they're exposed to now in all facets of how kids grow up, I enjoy the part of just trying to help them build and be an extension of their parents.
And I will sit down, Ferraro, and we will let you get back to doing that teaching and coaching. Coach, best of luck across the rest of the weekend and the season as well.
Okay, thank you, guys.
It's Tim Corbin, a 2020 inductee to the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame, national champs in Vandy, 2014, 2019. How about this? You talk not just teaching, but the consistency. 19 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. That is the longest active streak in D1 baseball.
I'm going to take you back when he was an assistant. We're all in that same era of when we all got started as coaches, and he was a really good assistant coach. Hustled. Oh my gosh, his reputation of getting out, recruiting, hustle, evaluating, and then he became the head coach at Vanderbilt. And at the time, Vanderbilt wasn't, doing anything crazy, good. And you see today is a credit to the players, to the administration, everybody, but his mindset, it was him behind with the pen and the pencils. You see him right now on a piece of paper writing down, but it was him that orchestrated it, right? And then you can have a great plan, but you got to have people around you, coaches, players, everything that goes with it, but somebody's got to lead the way. And that young man has done it for Vanderbilt for 24 years and at its highest level.
3-time SEC Coach of the Year, 2-time National Coach of the Year, 5 College World Series trips since 2011, 4 times to the Championship Series since 2014. The results speak for themselves.
It does. Look at last man standing being a national champion is everybody's goal. Only one team gets to end their season with a win, and it's the national champion. And I just, for him to have taken Vanderbilt from where they were to national champions and to 19 straight, as you just said, 19 straight postseason NCAA tournaments, I think speaks volumes. And you would had to have been, like, if you grew up now and you're just used to Vanderbilt being there all the time, well, it's because of them.
They're top dog.
But before that, it wasn't. That's what I mean. They built something incredibly special.
Yeah, Andy is synonymous with success, college baseball, but to your point, been built from the ground up by Corbin. Quintanar, after a good at-bat, works his way through against Nye to single back up the middle. It's a second hitter in the inning after Ferraro out looking. How about the piece of hitting from Quintanar?
Yeah, that's pretty good. This ball's running in on him, and he's able to slide his hands in there. You've got to be able to get that barrel flush and get your hands inside that baseball to drive something running in on you back to the middle of the field. And just like you do in drill after drill after drill, he was able to do it. and cut that ball through the middle part of the park for a base hit.
And I will keep an eye on Quintanar over at first, the batter at home, Robin Villeneuve. Yesterday was 1 for 2. Drove in a run, walked, and struck out.
Not doing a good job of trying to hold the runners. He's mixing his looks, and what that means is he'll come set. 1001, 1002, go to the plate, he'll come set. And what you want to do to those runners, you'll hold the ball and see if they start to show they're going to come up out of their legs and get anxious. It's probably about a 1-3.5, 1-4 to the plate. He likes to get his leg up in position, meaning he likes to get his lead leg up so he can generate some power and some downhill to his fastball and his breaker. But he's doing a good job so far of being able to hold the runner. Pitchers love to get that front knee up as high as they can, but remember now, if you take it up real high or slow and high, that means you're longer to the plate, puts you around that 1-4.5. That means that catcher's really got to get busy to throw you out if you're trying to steal second.
Decorated freshman season for Nye. Perfect game, first team freshman All-American team. Baseball writers, second team All-American. Crosses 50 2/3. Also got experience in the pressure cooker. SEC championship game, went 4 2/3 against Ole Miss, held them to just 1 run, 2 hits.
You're starting to see the athleticism
I love what
off
Coach
the mound
said.
that he was talking about, right? He's thrown 2 balls away, but it's not. I mean, he may never throw another ball away the rest of his career, and he's probably going to have a really lengthy pro career too.
Coach was pretty spot on with the fielding percentage. He said, "Well, you know, we're not going to get there, but we know what we got."
I think they probably take their chances right now if they hit a ground ball right back to him and allow him to turn the ball into second base for a possible double play. I think they'd probably be happy with the opportunity.
Full count. All right, to Villeneuve, who will take first on the walk.
Tech opted not to start the runner at first base to try to stay out of a double play, and I think it worked out to their advantage. A lot of times when you do that, the hitter gets over aggressive and will chase, and that was a ball might have been close enough that he would have tried to chase to protect the runner, but instead he takes his walk patiently. Now the runner's on first and second and 1 down. Got some RBI situation now for Tech.
Now looking for some sort of clarification. Was gesturing towards the hat or helmet area.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a technology.
We're throwing to the 9-hole in Coleman Ryan, the sophomore shortstop. 0 for 2 day yesterday with 2 strikeouts.
Of course, he's going to go out and just try to let him catch his breath and refocus. Now you just missed back-to-back pitches. You got to walk, and now you first pitch to the 9-hole. You don't execute a fastball. I think they were trying to go in with it. He pulled it all the way across the plate, and so it's just, hey, let's refocus. Here's what we're going to try to do. And look, I wouldn't be shocked in this at-bat if he tries to use his elite fastball in on him, trying to create a ground ball.
Misses with the second to move the count to 2-0.
Yeah, that wasn't a big miss. That's one of those borderline ball strikes. And now he finds himself in a 2-0 count.
Goes right back. Mike Morris, as you mentioned, the home plate umpire. Chris Griffith over at first. Seth Buckminster and Joe Harris at second and third, respectively, are crew for the day. 3-0 count, 2 on. Ryan awaiting the pitch from Nye. That one firmly in the zone.
Yeah, taken all the way. And I'd be curious, you know, sitting in the 9-hole with the leadoff guy coming up behind you, do you take the 3-1 pitch and make him go to 3-2 after coming off of a walk with a hitter before? Oh, they're going to put him on first base. Ball four. Or no, it's a strike on the hitter. I'm sorry. Now we're in a 3-2. Now we got a 3-2 count. Well, he doesn't have to worry about taking the 3-1 pitch anymore. It just became 3-2 anyway.
Foul back. What was the call there?
Well, the hitter didn't make eye contact and was late getting in the box. He pointed at his eyes like you got to make eye contact, showing that you're ready as well.
After the foul ball, remains 3-2. Big moment early on here. Both these teams. Marcy trying to hold it, frame it. Back-to-back walks. So Ryan on, the bases will be loaded, top of the order. And it was Kyler Thompson who had a triple yesterday, would sure like to deliver another one of those here.
Yeah, that's a breaker, a cutter that just hung in the middle of the plate, elevated, did exactly what you want to try to do, get one off your back leg and drive it the other way. And as you just forementioned, they sure would love to have one of those right now.
Tell me about Forney in that at-bat. It seemed like some really good pitches, just very small misses.
Very small misses. Even, you know, the ball 4 pitch was down. Not ginormous misses, but, you know, the 9-hole, you want to challenge that bat, right? And you got runners on first and second with a possible double play. And I think he might have been trying to be too perfect with it. I thought 1 or 2 of the pitches, you know, they weren't big misses, whether they were up or down in the strike zone. And I think that's probably, I know exactly what they're talking about right now. The pitching coach and the home plate umpire, you can see them talking about it politely. There was no, you know, going back and forth. And then talking about just the rhythm of the game and the timing of it. But
politely.
Yeah, politely. No, I mean, it was. It truly was.
What's your message to a coach, or you want your players, your catcher, saying to your pitcher when maybe some of that can leak into frustration?
You handle it yourself. And then the kids, the players standing around you, they get it. They know they've been around the game long enough. But now you got to start talking about defense. You go out there and you start execute the pitch. You're going to play for 2 in the middle. Shortstop, second baseman in double play. Third baseman's going to be however it's hit to him. What I mean by that is if it's hit to his glove side third baseman, he'll go to second with it. If it's hit at him and in front of him, he'll either come to plate or touch third and go to first.
Thompson underneath that ball in foul territory. It is playable by the first baseman. Ryan makes the grab. Big out for Nye. Big out for the Vanderbilt defense as all runners hold. 2 down as Thompson sits.
Yeah, that's a huge out. You got him to pop up. You're at the top of your order, your leadoff hitter, and he throws him one of those really good fastballs, gets underneath it. First baseman does a good job getting over and catching it and securing it. But now we're back to those 2-out moments, right? Bases loaded, just like we were with the inning before with Vanderbilt offensively. How do you react offensively in these big 2-out moments with the bases loaded?
Lopez, his first chance to swing away, is asked to lay down the sac bunt, first time up. So what does Tracer Lopez, the senior from Rosebud, Texas, do here against Nye?
That's good stuff. Let me walk you off just briefly. I'm probably getting too geeky about this. Misses with a breaker on 0-0 with the bases loaded, right? You can't afford a walk. What does he do? He comes back with another one and lands it to set up that right there is fastball at 94 miles an hour. That's confidence from the coach in the dugout going, hey, just missed with a breaker. He's got a better feel for it. Let's go back to it again because Tracer's going to be looking for a fastball. And now he gets himself back into the ahead in the count 1-2. Nye does.
Quintanilla on third, Villeneuve second, Ryan on first. Nye dealing, swing, tip back, will tap the bag, does Barcy, and getting out of the jam does Austin Nye. Texas Tech leaves the bases loaded. 1-0 it stands. Vanderbilt second time up when we come back to Globe Life Field.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field with special live performances from two-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run.
That one is gone!
Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only two seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
Texas Tech, Red Raiders coming in at 9th in the preseason Big 12 poll. This is a squad that went 20-33 last year, 13-17 Big 12 play. Their season ended in the Big 12 tournament here at Globe Life. They lost to the 8th-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats, 6-5. Ty, think back to your Big 12 days. Conference has changed quite a bit when you look at those names in there. It's just moved around so much, but give me your assessment of the Big 12 as a baseball conference now that the dust has kind of settled in realignment and with its new entrance to the conference over the last couple of years.
Well, let's start with, this is going to tell how old I am. I wasn't in the, part of the Big 12. I was part of the Southwest Conference.
Southwest.
And so you see a ground ball that first base, Villeneuve takes care of it. You know, the conference realignment and everything that's going on in college athletics, I mean, it is, I don't know if there's a more fluid business in the world right now than college athletics, number one, but it's always been a great baseball conference. Obviously, when Texas and OU left, it hurt, on the brand as far as the baseball goes. I think that's obvious when you talk about two programs that have played for national championships, but it's still an unreal baseball conference and always has been. And, we're watching one of those teams right now with Coach Tadlock's Red Raiders, for the longest in the Southwest Conference. Larry Hayes, who's a longtime head coach, and his assistant, Frank Anderson, who's now with the San Francisco Giants with Tony Vitello, was his assistant. And so there's been a tremendous amount of history on the plains in Lubbock, Texas, in the Big 12. And that now that they've added some teams in Arizona, that it's expanded their brand to different states. I think it's in a great spot. I think it is truly a really talented conference. You see Coach Tadlock on the side. It doesn't look like he's aged a bit in the last 10 years. And this sport will age you. I promise you, it'll age you.
I can imagine, especially with how fast it moves now. TCU is the unanimous preseason favorite, 13 of the 14 coaches' votes, then followed by Arizona, West Virginia, Arizona State. Then tied in 5th, Kansas and Oklahoma State. Texas Tech with 2 preseason all Big 12 nods, and Logan Hughes and Robin Villeneuve as Perko sits down Rigdon in his first look. So 2 up, 2 down. But if you take us through the pitch first.
Yeah, if you're a young pitcher and you only throw, and you throw 90 miles an hour, this is how you have to pitch. You have to be able, that's an 89 mile an hour heater. Up, it looked what, 95? It's 89 because he's able to set people up with command of his changeup. Right there, his changeup and his breaker. His secondary, he commands early in counts. And so what does that do? It makes that fastball look like it's 93, 95 miles an hour because you start to sit back longer looking for your secondary and your off-speed pitches.
Logan Johnstone, the elder of the Johnstone brothers from Los Gatos, California. Played at Washington State, first team all Mountain West Conference. If you remember, Washington State, the Pac-12 dissolving this one out into center field. Easy work defensively for Thompson. A 1-2-3 inning for Perko and the Texas Tech defense. They protect a 1-0 lead. More from the Shriners Children's College Showdown here on Flo when we come back.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at Whataburger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at ForrestFrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forrest Frank.
Jesus is coming back.
Produced by TPR.
Take you back to yesterday, a 5-4 affair. Vanderbilt led 3-2 heading to the top of the 8th inning. It was a drop third strike that started to pull the momentum over the way of TCU. We're not very far from the TCU campus in Fort Worth, so their fans started to make some noise. They capitalized to the tune of 3 runs in the top of the 8th. In the bottom of the 9th, Vanderbilt did get a solo shot. So it made it interesting, but 5-4 was the result, and you heard from Coach Corbin of Vanderbilt. Had a great competitive ball game, and hey, we could have taken the easy route, played at home, but to come over here to Arlington, play in a big league ballpark and play against big-time competition, that's why they wanted to do it. So plenty to learn about the team early on. Oh, he had it. You were there. I always love watching the fans try to field the foul balls, because then you really get a true mark for how hard this game really is.
Whether you got a hot dog in your hand, you can catch it, that's different. Not get mustard on the ball,
or
that's a little bit different.
Paying attention to the game.
That may be.
Bottom of the hitting lineup. Riker Waite. Sophomore starting shortstop, 0 for 3 day yesterday, 2 strikeouts. Excuse me, yeah, well, flip the card. Opening day for me. Shouts.
Well, you started down that path, and I was flipping my book back and forth.
Don't follow me.
All right.
Shouts had the single. Run batted in his first at bat for Texas Tech. The difference in this game right now.
You know, the frustrating thing for a coach is, you know, part of the outcome of yesterday's game with TCU was that throw, right? That you didn't execute that play that would have gotten them out of the inning. Boy, we're talking about a fastball grabbing another gear. But you know what also is the positive side of that is, you know, if you're going to make that play 99 more times out of a year, you're going to do it. And so that's something that's correctable and that you can fix. We talked at the opening and about this elite fastball, but that one right there just grabbed a whole nother fourth or fifth gear and got right past Schaus.
Hughes struck out his first time up.
Just introduced a new pitch into the game. And hadn't seen his changeup, even to the left-handed hitters, which is what he likes to throw. He might have snuck one in earlier, but second time through the lineup.
Hard hit ball. This one's loud and high, but not deep enough. Center fielder Holcomb makes the grab off the bat of Hughes. 2 up, 2 down.
Hughes has got to be thinking. He introduced that changeup at 82, the pitch before. Then he goes right back to the high heater and it seemed to pop it up to center field. It just adds another element to those hitters in there going, all right, now he's got his changeup he's brought into the game as well. One of the things about pitching that can be important, if you don't have to show your whole hand. In other words, if you're playing poker, you don't want to show your whole hand of what you got, right? Well, in baseball, sometimes it's not a whole lot different. If you don't have to use your changeup the first time through the lineup, then you can introduce it the second time. They haven't seen it. Then that allows you to get through the lineup maybe the third time by them having to worry about what you just introduced the second time. And so it creates some length in the game for you if you don't have to expose it early. And the second time through the lineup is not that early in the game to bring that pitch into play.
Last 2 fastballs. Clocking in at 96. Then he came back with the curve at 74.
He's just getting loose. He was 93, 94 in the first, and third he's 96.
Yeah, the 3 fastballs that we've seen in this at-bat, 96 they have on the gun. Inside here. What's the pitch here at 1-2?
You know, he had been using that fastball, but he's going to a breaker.
That to second. Fielded by Johnstone for a 1-2-3 inning. Back-to-back for both pitchers. We will keep things moving, and we will speak with head coach for Texas Tech, Tim Tadlock, when we come back.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch, watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers Baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
One nothing contest to the advantage of Texas Tech as we move to the bottom of the third inning, joined by the Red Raiders head coach Tim Tadlock. Coach, you've got to see your team across the course of one game and then a little bit today, but what do you like and where do you guys see some room for improvement?
Man, I heard those guys' voices up there. I like Ty Harrington and Pat Combs. I mean, first of all, we got to get some greetings in, and we keep keeping the traffic off the bases and keep putting it on there. You always like that, right? You guys doing all right up there?
We're doing good, Tim. I got to ask you something. You've been in this ballpark probably about as much as anybody, and talk about the Rangers and Rep Sports and why you guys come to this tournament first, and just how accommodating they've been. Even you guys, I think one year came in here and practiced and did some things, and they've been incredibly gifted and kind to you guys and to college baseball.
Yeah, I think this year they got 3 weekends in a row, if I'm thinking right. And, it allows the Rangers staff to sit right here and watch baseball, and all the local scouts. You're inside. I mean, they're not having to carry their coveralls everywhere they go and a beanie and, try to drink a bunch of coffee while you're watching baseball games when it gets cold. And tell you, I mean, that's probably the best thing about it is, just controlled climate and good competition, and you're going to play the games.
Coach, how do you feel from Denton, Texas? Obviously your alma mater, but to be here in the state of Texas, the representation to play, some home state pride to play in this event?
I tell you, I think we like playing baseball in the state of Texas, wherever it is.
Great play, dive into his right. The throw as well, Lopez flashing the defense.
He got to button his shirt up now. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a play.
That was an above-average play, Coach Tadlock.
Yeah, got Ty Harrington.
Wow, look like
a
Coach Tadlock right there. Look at that full extension. He leaves his feet, full extension, comes up to his feet, makes a dynamite throw. It's a great stretch from the first baseman. Coach Tadlock, it looked like you might be the infield coach, and if not, you need to take credit for that one.
It's not. Hey, we started that yesterday in the middle of a baseball game talking about stuff like that. Let's just stick to some other stuff. It's going good so far. All right.
Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Okay, you guys have fun up there.
We will.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck across the weekend, all season long.
One of the best, let me tell you now. A great baseball guy. Don't let that slow southern western drawl fool you any. That guy's a baseball whiz and great baseball coach, and top of that, he is truly an unreal person as well. When you get to know him, I've known Tim for 40 years, and he's a good one for sure.
3 Big 12 championships, 4 College World Series, 2-time National Coach of the Year, named head coach of his alma mater, a graduate from Texas Tech in 1992, took over the job in 2012. Do you have a game that stands out, maybe your favorite win and then your least favorite loss when you were going up against Coach Tadlock?
Yeah, we have a win, and we were both junior college coaches. He was an assistant at Hill, and I was the head coach at Northeast, and we had the bases loaded, one out, and I brought Robert Vaz in to pitch, and we did a bases loaded picked their guy off second base. Next guy hits a weak ground ball back to the pitcher, and we'd get out and we go to the Grand Junction to the World Series and won the national title. And they had the bases loaded, nobody out, and we got out of it, wiggled our way with a 1-run lead. And he and I giggle about it now, but let's see if this ball stays in play, and it doesn't. Oh, almost a catch with the bare hands. And but I say that because that happened to, my favorite, right? And there was a lot of other games where Tim, Coach Tadlock won when a lot of people don't know, he went from assistant to Hill to Grayson and started Grayson's program. And I think while he was there, won 2 national championships, and then, went on to be an assistant coach at OU and helped them, and Sonny Galloway go to the World Series, and then became the head coach at Texas Tech, his alma mater.
Looking to see if Barcy went. Did indeed. It's a big pitch. Get the hottest bat in the lineup into an 0-2 count.
That barrel got past the front of the plate. But yeah, I mean, he's done an unreal job. I mean, he has. They've won a bunch of baseball games and been to Omaha, which is what everybody's chasing.
A lot of running into foul territory. Great effort trying to find it was Schaus, the right fielder. Loses the hat. Let's take you back to swings. It was a great day. Some of that dirt behind home. 3 home runs for Barcy.
Magic dust back there. Look at the flexibility in the bot. What I mean by that, look at his lower half. He's able to get down there and just get busy getting that barrel to the baseball.
I don't know if y'all can hear it on the air. I took my headset off for a moment of how hard it is raining outside right now. Barcy, another one in play. Center field. Grab is made by Thompson. Yes, we are in the midst of a massive storm cell. But here we are inside playing baseball.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the loudness of those balls coming off of Barcy's bat and those home runs.
Coming off pretty loud.
That might have been what you were hearing just as much as the rain.
That's the thunder. So big out for Perko with the Johnstone walk to sit down Barcy, but Johnston has been really good in the lineup as well. Coming into the season, when we had spoke with Coach Corbin of Vanderbilt, asked him about the lineup, what he had told the media, Barcy was the only staple, the only one that he could say, hey, you're going to Sharpie him into the lineup. Everything else was in flux for this team. As mentioned, it won the SEC tournament last year and finished 4th in the conference. So a lot of turnover and a lot of moving pieces and parts. But I think Brody Johnston behind Barcy is solidified with his 3 for 5, and now 1 for 1 day thus far. It was a double first time up. Puts a charge into this ball. Schaus out and right, working on his fitness today. He'll have to clean his cap up.
That's 2 30-yard runs. He's had to make back-to-back hitters. A lot of times in those outfielders, you got a long ways run. Corner guys, when they're running towards the bleachers, the ball kind of feeds back into the field, and they have a tendency to they'll overrun them. And that's why you got to keep that ball out in front of the bill of your cap. Even though he lost his on the way, but try to keep it out front. But you'll overrun them sometimes because you've got so far to run. You're running so hard, and it's hard. It make it look easy when they catch it, right? But it's hard. That's a long run. The ball's bobbing up and down on you. You got a long ways to go. You're in a full sprint.
Looking up in an area and an environment. If you've been outside, not used to maybe fielding the ball inside here. See the drip. There is rain coming down from the ceiling. It's raining that hard. I mean, that is full on.
I can promise you those 2 guys in the background are not outside. They were inside the building.
1-2. Perko goes inside. Johnson leaves it be. 2-2 count with 2 down. Carter Johnstone over on first. In play to short, easy flip for Ryan over to Lopez for the out. Great defensive play. This all from Lopez to begin the inning. His team sits on a 1-0 lead. 4th inning when we come back to Arlington, Texas.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at Whataburger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
Bedlam coming your way. After this, the second game of our triple header, day number 2 of the Shriners Children's College Showdown. How about that, Ty? You start your season, and then game number 2, day number 2, you jump into your most heated rivalry.
Let's get busy. I mean, does it really matter if it's game 2 or if it's game 20? Let's go. I mean, look,
for sure.
Look at the setup here in neutral field, big league ballpark. It's raining cats and dogs outside, and you're just fine. So let's go.
And a lot of folks looking forward to and should be packed house for the top 10 matchup between number 7 Arkansas and number 10 TCU. TCU favorites in the Big 12 Conference. Arkansas, SEC 4th preseason pick by the coaches, is tapped by Barcy. Get the out. Nye back out on the mound. That'll get you through day number 2. 3 days, all of the action here at Globe Life, all of it on Flow for the Shriners Children's. Everything going to benefit a great cause as well. Donations being taken in. Right now it is the Arkansas Razorback faithful that is leading the way on the donation tracker board. Over $100,000 right now. It says $107,000 has been donated for Shriners. We've been welcoming the benefactors of those donations up into the booth across the course of our broadcast. We'll do so again today as this ball easily fielded by Holcomb, but great baseball, great teams, great cause, great way to start the season.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the cause is unreal. The tournament's unbelievable. The teams, the caliber of the teams, everything that goes with it, the crowd's going to have tonight again, as you mentioned, the next game, and even tonight, beyond that, what that's going to look like. But the cause is unreal. It truly is. The Shriners is what they represent, who they are, and what they do and what they've done is really impressive and needed by, our country, our world, everything for what they've been able to accomplish to help people and make people's lives better. Look at when we our parents tell us, hey, make a difference in something, right? Do something, to help somebody else out, and they do it at such an incredible level.
Robin Villeneuve, batter at the plate. Tell me about Nye, what you're seeing from him.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Second time through the lineup, he's used his slider and his changeup, but he's using his slider first pitch. I think that's the 6th time today he's landed a first pitch slider. And what that does is it makes him just like this, late on that fastball. And it's already 94 miles an hour, right? But now they're sitting up there going, oh my God, he just dumped in a first pitch 80 mile an hour slider. Now here comes 94 chasing it with vapor on it. So that part of it has been the pitchability, the command early in the count with the slider to set up that fastball.
Another fouled off.
He had some of those, remember early, what was it, the 2nd inning, he had some of those smaller misses. Since his command has really come into play. He hasn't had that many misses. If he's off the plate, it's because he was trying to be off the plate.
It was this part of the order where that occurred, in the walk to Villeneuve in the 8-hole, and then Ryan in the 9-hole. Led to that meeting on the mound, but since Nye has indeed responded, he's given his team a chance. Can Vanderbilt find some runs? We will find out when we come back to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 contest here on day number 2 of the season.
Today we're here at Texas Tech to introduce one of our patients, Kendall, student here at Texas Tech, to the Red Raider baseball team.
You must be Kendall.
Yes, sir, that's
Tim
me.
Tadlock.
Nice to
meet you. You bet.
I was 10 years old. I was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down with a lower lumbar spinal cord infection called transverse myelitis.
It was very clear that Shriners were just very determined to figure out everything that was going on with her and get her back to where she could be independent again.
On behalf of our program and our university, I'd like to give you a little uniform with a number 1 on it. So.
Over 100 years, we've had over 1.6 million kids come through our hospitals, and our hospitals have changed their lives, no matter the family's ability to pay.
The Shriners have been around college baseball now for basically a decade, and they're out there to help people.
We're just very honored to share the platform with Shriners. It's awesome to get to partner with someone like that and get to represent them in the game we love to play.
Wreck 'em!
We were just talking about it all weekend long. Shriners Children's challenging fans to see which team can raise the most money to help improve the lives of children around the world. Donations of any amount help Shriners Children's empower the extraordinary donation. The fundraiser leaderboard. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate and support Shriners Children's today.
You know, there's those who think they want to try to help others. There are those who say they're going to help others, and then there are those who do help others. That's exactly what the Shriners do.
Right now it is Arkansas, TCU, Oklahoma State, OU, Vanderbilt, Texas Tech. So Red Raider fans, where you at? Always a good way to get some competition going. School pride goes to a great cause.
Competition creates greatness.
Vandy, what are you seeing for the Commodores at the plate as they try to get to Perko, try to get some offense going? They have 2 hits.
Perko's pitching forwards and backwards. And so what I mean by that, it's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. We talked about it early. He uses his secondary pitch early in counts to get you slowed down, to slow your barrel down, slow your mindset down, and then he's able to do that. I mean, that's 89 miles an hour, 87 mile an hour 4-3 fastball, right? But you're looking for his changeup or his slider, who so far he's been able to execute early in the count. And so it's just been, what I mean, forwards and backwards. Now, he's first time we've seen him walk in a while, but he's able to keep them off balance. That's what I mean by forwards and pitching backwards.
Second walk of the contest. Walk Johnstone. Really, though, has found a rhythm at Vanderbilt. Gooden. First inning that they have started with a runner on. What can they do? Braden Holcomb. The defenders crashing down.
It looked like it was either a late show bunt or a drag. A third baseman, Garcia, was playing behind the bag about 3 or 4 steps. So Holcomb showing that he can drag bunt or wood. One count, TD, or traditionally counts you like to hit and run or run and hit in if that's part of your game.
One of my favorite parts of the game is the evolution of the at-bat as the count changes and how it changes the dynamic and the mind game that goes on. Difference between a 2-1 count and a 1-2 count, what that does for the pitcher's arsenal, what the batter's looking for. What's the batter looking for here?
And he's lost he's lost a little bit of that command of his changeup, but he was looking for something soft. You saw him kind of dive out over the plate. He was looking for something secondary. That changeup ran back into him, but Perko's got to have that changeup going downhill.
Hard hit ball up the left field line, and that'll have enough go to get over and fire up the offense. Holcomb with the line drive home run to left as Vanderbilt takes the lead.
Just talking about he's got to have that changeup running down. This one runs back into him again like the changeup before. He went back to a changeup on a 3-1 count. As we get a look at the swing, gets in behind it. That's a line drive home run. That wasn't one of those big towering home runs. Look at the ball flight on that thing. You see it come into the screen. That was like a line drive hook and missile to left field.
Just kept going and going and gone. One swing of the bat, and Vanderbilt now with some life, with some juice in that dugout.
Well, the walk before, he had the big miss on ball 4 out of the zone, and then he missed on the 2-1 changeup, which ran to count 3-1. He goes back to the changeup, which is his best pitch. He went back to it, and it a little bit firmer. I think it was almost 80 miles an hour, and it ran back into his barrel. To be honest with you, it looked like Holcomb was sitting in on it as well.
15th home run we have seen. Across our 4 games thus far this weekend. Jensen will sit down as Perko gets the strikeout.
That's a lot of homers.
So
Not to interrupt you, that's a lot of homers.
What is it? Is it the ballpark? Is it the hitters? Is it a combination of all of it?
I think it's the hitters.
You're definitely feeling comfortable at Globe Life. Perko will leave it alone. Try to let his catcher take it. Quintanar trying to make the play, but Rigdon will leg it out and be on first.
You young hitters, if you want to know how to drag bunt with a left-handed hitter, you already got a shorter distance to first base. Video this, rewind it, and watch it about 15 times, because all 3 defenders go after this. It hits off the end of his bat, which kills it, makes it soft coming off his bat. The catcher, pitcher, and third baseman all were trying to get to it, and nobody's going to be able to get to it in time.
Effective. Also creates a little defensive discomfort. Now will keep the pressure on, so Vanderbilt feeling it over here as Rigdon will swipe second.
Well, he showed you his speed on the drag bunt. Now he gets a great jump, gets a changeup to run on as well, which makes it harder on the catcher. It's slower to the plate, and it was running away from the catcher. Rigdon showing you his foot speed.
Another ball in play. Chance to bring Rigdon around, the ball deep all the way to the wall. Cross safely is Rigdon. Stand-up RBI double for Logan Johnstone.
Vanderbilt showing you how to create offense. You hit the 2-run homer, and you get a strikeout, and you come back. Rigdon goes drag bunt, steals second base, and then right behind him comes Johnstone as he hooks the ball down the right field line, catches an off-speed pitch running back into him. Now they've created some offense and another run after the 2-run homer.
Now conversation out on the mound with Perko and Quintanar. Things were going really good for the starting pitcher. But after the walk to Gooden to begin the inning, 2-run shot for Holcomb. Some more pressure with the perfectly placed bunt from Rigdon. The 9-hole hitter, Riker Waite, will swing at the first pitch. It's going back. Make it another home run. 16 on the weekend. Waite leaves the yard. 2 more to the tally for Vanderbilt.
Tell you what, he gets busy on this baseball. This ball, the moment it left its bat, it was headed out of the ballpark. It was a no-doubter. But a lot of times, right after a coach visit, you know they're wanting to come in with a strike. He gets ultra aggressive with it. As we get another look at it, whew, look at him get to the middle, lower half of that baseball. Out past the 374. That ball's 400 feet. He knew it as soon as it left his bat.
After an 0-for-3 day yesterday, Coach Corbin had spoke of Riker Waite, said he had a breakout summer in the Cape Cod League. Just 8 appearances as a freshman last year. That has to feel good in the 9-hole to pace his team. 5 runs Vanderbilt has scored here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Vandy's done this half inning is they've done a good job sitting back, staying in their base, their hitting base on the changeup, not getting out in front of it, being able to get in there behind it.
Out to left for the second out, into the glove of Hughes.
He did a good job of staying behind this ball too. Just baseball takes over once in a while. There's a defender out there, but that ball wasn't hit terrible. I mean, it's just they're in rhythm with him right now. They're in time with his changeup. They're going there looking secondary more than fastball, and they've been able to get after his changeup and his breaker.
See what Barcy can do at the plate. Just lose grip of that one.
Well, he hadn't seen many fastballs, and he saw one. It was elevated out of the zone. You know, it's kind of slip. Happens.
Going just with the 1 batting glove, bottom hand. Barcy, 3 home run day yesterday. Eager to get in on the action. After seeing 2 in this inning, Holcomb and Waite.
Perko getting away from his changeup, going back-to-back fastballs. They've been sitting in that changeup rhythm, secondary rhythm as hitters. Not going to surprise me if he tries to elevate fastball after throwing that breaker out of the zone for a chase pitch.
One-two Perko ahead, off speed, 77 on the change.
And that's got to get the Tech pitching Steve Foster's attention. That was a changeup supposed to be down and away, and that was up. He got underneath it, flattened out.
In play, too short, off the glove. Cannot reclaim it in time. Ryan at short to make the play, so Barcy is on.
He's going to make many mistakes. It looked like he looked up just a little bit at the end. Just got off his glove. You know, the crazy thing about being an infielder, as frustrated, as grumpy as you get with yourself, you know the next one's probably coming right back to you, and you better get buckled up and get ready and be able to move on.
The air to Coleman Ryan at short.
I don't know if they're just buying time to get bullpen ready.
Action in the bullpen. Espinoza up and throwing. With two down, question now, can Perko get out as Vanderbilt has sent 9 hitters, the full complement to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th, in which they have 5 on the board thus far. Johnston has a double. First time up and grounded out to third. His last plate appearance in the 3rd.
I thought they were buying time to make a pitching change, and they picked twice. I don't know if they're just trying to secure that they've got enough time to get their guy in the bullpen ready. They're going to let him pitch. A lot of times coaches will start calling back-to-back picks.
Look alive.
Just to buy some time.
That ball stayed up in the rafters for a little bit, then came down like a big raindrop. Perko, it remains. This ball is in play. Ty, you know the game a little bit. Cannot scoop it on the throw, so the ball does find Ryan, who makes the throw. But Villeneuve over at first cannot secure the ball, and back-to-back errors as all 9 have hit for Vanderbilt.
Get another look at it. He does a good job of getting over, high hop, sets his feet, got over the top of it. Villeneuve, who does such a tremendous job, had 2 really good picks yesterday at first base, isn't able to come up with it. And like we mentioned before, once you make an error, that ball will come find you. That little baseball just starts to hunt you down.
Back-to-back errors. And now Perko will turn around and test once again. Coleman Ryan coming over to cover second. Baseball continues to find Ryan.
They're going to make a change. They got left matchup. Perko's been out there a while now. It's an extended inning for him as well early in the year.
72 pitches, 21 batters faced. Perko will give the ball to Coach Tadlock. After 3 2/3, 5 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs given up. New pitcher When we come back, 2 outs, 2 on in the bottom of the 4th. Vandy have already put 5. Can they add to it with 2 outs? We'll find out. Come on back. Couple of errors from Coleman Ryan at short. Perko, after cruising along, can't get out of the inning. We will have a new pitcher coming on in Jordan Espinoza, the sophomore from Watsonville, California, or Texas Tech. What you saw from Perko, how you'd evaluate the start?
I thought he was good early, and not just for the obvious, statement that he was able to hold down Vanderbilt hitters for, with 2 hits for, a good portion of his outing. But I thought his changeup, he started to get under his changeup this past inning. Leadoff walk, that's not characteristic of him. I thought Vanderbilt did a good job of sitting on his changeup or his secondary pitches, willing to give up some early fastballs if possible to get to his changeup. And then I think he just lost a little bit, and it's early. You get tired, early this time of year, and particularly when you got a field pitch like a changeup.
Espinoza, as a freshman, pitched just 6 2/3 innings. Struck out 8 batters across his 8 appearances. Made his debut March 1st against Texas Longhorns. Struck out 3 through an inning and a third. Tommy Gooden will be the batter that he faces.
It's going to be 91-94 with a slider change. Slider being the pitch you just saw in your screen that went from left to right. It's got good depth, good bite to it. It's a good young arm.
Stands at 6'2". Was ranked the 17th left-handed pitcher in the country. Coming out of prep ball. Aptos High School in Watsonville, California. They will issue a walk to Gooden. The inning continues for Vanderbilt.
Gooden coming up with his second walk of the inning. Those were 2 pretty good sized misses. And you go back and you dig into the stat line for Espinoza. Walks have been part of his background from a year ago. And if you're Vanderbilt, if you're going up there offensively, and you know that you're looking in one spot, one area, particularly with so many base runners on, you just saw him get it.
Holcomb had the home run, swings at the first pitch, liked what he saw, and will trot into second, brings home 2 teammates, 2 more to the board. Make it a 7-1 game.
Well, after you miss with a couple of pitches, right, and you walk a guy as a hitter, you go up there looking for something right in the middle, and that ball landed right in the middle of the plate, knowing he's trying to get ahead in the count. got in there, looked for one spot. As we were just talking about, you go in there looking for one area. That ball fell right in that window. He was able to hook it down the third baseline.
Eight-1 now the count. So Barcy, Johnston. Good inning for Holcomb. 3 RBI double. Gives him 5 on the day. Jensen struck out last time up.
Missing by much. That's a two-seamer at 91 miles an hour. Right at the bottom of the pitch. It's got some sink to it. It can get off some barrels when it's effective.
That one well outside. Not much that Quintanar could do. Holcomb will take third.
When innings get away from you like this, TD, as a pitcher, you got to keep your mind. I know it's, players probably got tired of me saying it too, but you're one pitch away from getting out. You got to keep, executing pitches. Start to lose concentration and focus. Your defenders do too.
Jensen down to first, so Espinoza trying to find it. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Vandy 7 hits, 20 at bats, 5 extra base hits. They're 5 for 10 with runners on, 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and 1 for 6 with 2 out.
The stuff is real. I mean, it's 90, 94. Action on his fastball's real. Action on his breakers is good. Enough action on his changeup. It's about getting in the strike zone enough and commanding it.
Ball in play to Lopez, who will make the grab in shallow right field. But Vanderbilt breaks it open with 8 runs. 2 of them tied. Big flies.
Big flies. What they were. Real big flies.
Come on back with the 23rd ranked Commodores cruising to an 8-1 lead. Top of the 5th inning. Here to begin our day at the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
Today we're here to celebrate and bring into our program Anita, who happens to be a patient at Shriners Chicago, where she receives therapy and rehabilitation.
When we took her to the hospital, they had no clue what was wrong. He said, I have no idea. All I know is that her body is declining fast.
That was septic shock that was inside of her body.
Everything turned purple and black, no blood flow and everything in my legs. So basically I had to amputate my legs because of that. At first, you realize you don't have legs and you feel like you can't walk anymore. And we went up to Shriners, Chicago. They did intense therapy. After that, it was just basically walking like a normal person would walk. And it was really nice.
Your family is your inner team, but you need external people who have knowledge and know-how. The Shriners provide that.
The Shriners are doing God's work. They're providing families what they need when maybe sometimes they don't have the resources to do that.
We are so proud to carry out our mission, regardless of a family's ability to pay.
Anchor down!
Joined now by Anita, the team captain for Vanderbilt, part of this Shriners benefactor. How's this weekend been thus far for you? What's your favorite part been?
Oh, it's been amazing. I've been able to go in and hang out with the boys in the dugout.
All right. What's that like down there in the dugout?
It's pretty cool. You get to see all the action and hear what's going on and everything.
Did you see all the snacks, all the bubble gum? But no sunflower seeds. I saw. Did you see that? They have a no seeds policy.
Prior to this, were you a baseball fan?
Not really.
Yeah.
But I did play softball and everything, so I know how things works and stuff. And now watching this and everything, I've actually liked watching baseball.
So you're saying you're dedicating to becoming a baseball fan now?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I like it.
I saw on your notes adaptive mountain biking. Tell us about that and what that was and how important that was for you.
Oh, it's actually really amazing because right when I got out of the hospital and everything, I wasn't able to go out and have fun like I used to because I've always been an adventurous, going out swimming, hiking and everything. But mountain biking was actually one of the coolest things I've done so far. And it's like really nice, fun and everything.
Very cool.
Good for you. I got to tell you what, I've watched these through the Shriners and everything they've been able to do for so many people and how many lives they've helped and changed. Tell us about your experience with Shriners.
Oh, it's been amazing. They've helped me through everything and
see, this is doing TV. We got to get repositioned. Yeah, we're doing the dance up here. We're spinning around. We got to worry about watching the game. You just tell us about your experience and what it's been for you, and maybe also the messaging you would say to other young patients out there, and if they're going through something.
Yeah, it's been amazing. They've helped me through like getting therapy and everything, back to eating and every stuff, because when I came there I wasn't able to do anything. I was just like not able to be independent and I wasn't able to do nothing. And they've helped me through that and everything. Got my first prosthetics and walking again, and it felt amazing. Because before that, it was just like, you've lost your legs and you might have lost your arms and everything. You feel like you can't do anything anymore.
That's amazing, that story, your story, and the fortitude and to fight through it and be here with us, just watching baseball. Do you ever think you'd add a baseball TV commentator to your resume?
No. But, I've seen some, some adults and everything, and they're just like, I can't do this or anything. But, you just have to have that willing to, go out there and do all the things that you want to do. You got to fight and do what you want to do and have fun with it.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You going to watch baseball the rest of the day? You guys do anything else during your time here in Arlington and Texas?
No, mainly just here watching the baseball game and everything.
First time in Texas?
Yes, it is.
What do you think?
It's pretty cool and amazing.
Everything everybody tells you about, bigger than the Lone Star State?
Pretty much.
You can say it's above average. You can say it. You're surrounded by 2 Texans right now. Matter of fact, you better say that.
A lot of Texans in the building. What do you think about the facility? You had a chance to walk around, check things out?
No, not actually. We've just been coming in here, being in our booth and everything, and just watching the baseball and just hanging out with the boys and everything.
There's a hard hit ball, so this is the hard part of our job, is keeping an eye on the game as well. But your team, Vanderbilt, they scored 8 runs as you came up to the booth to join us. So they got a nice lead that they've built on, but Texas Tech trying to fight back into that.
Yep.
Piece of hitting that'll do it. So my job is to keep everybody informed as to what's going on, and then my man Ty over here will tell us why and how it all happened. So Ty, what'd you see with the piece of hitting there?
Well, we've got a new pitcher in the game with Tyler Barrett, who just came into the game, and a breaker in the middle part of the plate. And I'll tell you what, Thompson obviously putting a good swing on it, driving that ball through. But if you're Texas Tech, you're trying to find any way you can to inch back into this game after this past inning they had, allowing Vanderbilt to score 8. You'll take walks, hit batsmen, base hits, anything to keep some traffic on the bases. And when I mean by that, putting base runners out there, and then when you get them out there, you got to come up with some clutch hits.
Yeah. It's like speaking a whole different language, huh? You listen to this guy, he's got all that baseball IQ and knowledge, but you do it for a little while and you start to see the things going on. Ryan in the 9-hole walked, and it was Thompson that had the single through the left gap. So now 2 on, and Ty, they snuck a pitching change in on us. So after this pitch, take us through what you saw from Nye.
Well, I mean, it was everything he was billed to be. I mean, there was a lot of talk about and discussions about his talents, his execution abilities. I mean, look, it is an elite fastball. And then his breaker became, as the game went on, became a little bit bigger weapon, setting up his fastball in late counts. And so he's a really physical athlete. As the season goes on, he'll be one of those guys he'll get up to 100, 110 pitches in a game because he is physical enough, and he's got a good arm. Elite fastball, 94, 96, mile an hour fastball, and he was good today. He was impressive.
So, Nita, will this keep you dialed in? Will you watch Vanderbilt baseball as the season progresses?
Yes.
Hopefully you'll get to see or hear us on the air again. Well, the bases will be loaded, so we're going to thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day. Maybe Vandy will notch a win for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, by the way. I think this whole telecast and broadcast thing works good for you. You need
really?
Yeah, I do. You're not nervous about this at all, no. By the way. I like it. Good for you. Thanks for coming up.
So Vanderbilt will now deal with a bases loaded situation. And their pitcher in Tyler Baird. We got action in the bullpen.
You got a young freshman on the mound. Walk, base hit, walk. And it's good stuff. I mean, it's a firm fastball. And it's a 90 plus and a decent enough slider. 3/4 arm slot, makes it tough on right-handed hitters. Well, he would love to get a little two-seamer in on a right-handed hitter, ground ball, possible double play. He's been waiting for his moment to get out there in Division I baseball. You tell your players, get ready, and you better be ready. And boy, and adversity hits him immediately with a walk, base hit, walk.
Schaus has a single first time up, struck out last time at the plate. This ball is in play, too short. Chance to get 2, cannot on the turn from second for Johnson, but they do get the out at second. Run comes across in Ryan.
Well, 2 things. You'll take a run if you're if Texas Tech because you're trying to claw back in this. Next part of that is it's a nice play with his shortstop. Wade ranges over to his right, backhands this ball, takes the out at second, doesn't try to really create the double play. Wasn't there. He was pulled too far to his right for it to become a double play. But you will take an out. You would trade a run for an out right then, particularly with the bases loaded, because you still got a possibility, if you're Vanderbilt, of a double play with runners on first and third.
Runners will be on the corners and see what that out does to the confidence of Baird. Try to settle in.
It'd be fun one of these days if somebody would do a small documentary, in essence, of watching baseball players and how many deep breaths they take in a game. I mean, it is a ton. You saw him right after the pitch take a deep breath, exhale, kind of like a release, move to the next pitch. You'll see hitters, you'll see defenders, you'll see pitchers, everybody just trying to release what was going on then to get back in the present.
I've seen it covering a bunch of other sports. Will baseball players wear trackers that give data,
some
heart
do.
rate?
Now, a lot of them wear them during practice to keep up because they don't want to.
Right,
you're on your feet the whole time.
You're tracking how much they've moved. But yeah, that would be interesting to see. This ball on the ground, 2 seconds, scooped off. The runner down at second, stretch over at first. They turn the double play. Vandy with some defense to get out of the inning.
You young second basemen, you want to know what it's like when you see a ball, when it goes straight down into the dirt as a defender, you know you're coming at home plate, you're coming towards the ball. A second baseman right here, John Stone comes and gets this ball, circles it, goes to the second base, over to first base for an inning-ending double play.
You were coaching us through this play. How about the defense for Vandy?
Yeah, ball slammed right down into the dirt. As an infielder, you got to come get it now. Watch him circle that ball, full circle, pivot, circle that ball, full circle, pivot to the shortstop, to first base. He had to cut the distance down because it had a high hop. If you were going to turn two, that's a tremendous play by John Stone at second base.
When all three pieces of the defense there to field the ball at second, then the throw we saw, the coverage from short, then over at first the stretch to make it a double play that ends the inning.
Well, the first part of it was recognizing it was going to be one of those hops. You got to come get it right off the bat.
So trying to respond to the 8 runs that Vandy had scored in the bottom of the fourth. Tech gets just 1. The defense gets them out. Now in the bottom of the 5th inning. After 13 went to the plate for the Vandy boys. In that big 4th inning. Logan Johnstone, he the elder, as mentioned, graduate level. Played at Washington State last year, 51 game starter, 337 average, 17 doubles. His academic all-conference, a 3.51 GPA in finance. That's also another thing that Coach Corbin talked to us about. And at Vandy, you come to Vandy, you're going to be hitting the books. There's a standard there academically, as all these schools have as well, but using Johnstone to talk about that and what he's doing in the classroom as well. But that comes into play when you talk about transfer portal and the type of athlete, student athlete, that Vanderbilt looks to go out and get.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vanderbilt's always been known and is an academic, a high academic, institution, and it takes elite people to go in there and be able to accomplish the academic side of it along with the athletic side. And you heard Coach Corbin talk about, the development of the player, not the person, not just the player. And he talked about all those things in an interview, and he shows, those guys have got a heavy load on the academic side, and then they got a heavy load and they go across the street to the ballpark to try to create the successful person, as he referred to it in the interview, time and time again. And look, if you look at the Johnstone family, think about how how fun that must be for a family. The parents and all the above. You got one who's going to go there, one who graduated, and now he's getting a graduate degree from Vanderbilt. Have them both in the same dugout, the same place, and be able to go watch your children play. I mean, that's got to be a dream.
Yeah, Carter played at Cal State Fullerton as a freshman before transferring over. Was the 29th ranked second baseman in the D1 baseball preseason positional rankings. Perfect game freshman All-American second team in the Big West. Freshman field player of the year. So Carter transferring to Vandy. Logan as well. Wonder if the family's in the building.
Well, they moved up to 28 for me, second baseman, after that last play. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I don't know who does the rankings, but
top 25.
He moved up.
That's worthy of it. When I mentioned for Vanderbilt, what this team's trying to do is build a positional identity. That's what Coach Corbin had talked about, the only position being set behind the dish for Barcy. And I think you see more of that from Carter Johnstone at second. And, lock down that spot in the lineup card. It's a big swing and a miss. Cut from Waite, who left the yard last time, up. Love what he said. Coach Corbin was looking to gauge the human reactions of the team against strong opponents. So to hear a coach speak like that and be in this environment, take a look at the swing. This team actually passed on the practice day that was available to them Thursday here at Globe Life, and the reason being that they wanted to go to David Price's College Baseball Hall of Fame induction that occurred in Overland, Kansas.
Yeah, that's all right. That's respect. That's all right. Let me tell you.
Well, as your culture, we've thrown that around, and it's the players that have come before you, before them, and for them to have one of your own that goes into, and if you're trying to show, hey, your team, this is what we can do, this is the expectation. How about that? Let's go to a Hall of Fame induction.
Let's do that. That's right.
Set the tone for our season. Ball on the dirt. Fair over to first. Tapping the bag for the third out. Quick work for Texas Tech. Come on back. More baseball coming your way as we end the fifth inning here in Arlington, Texas. 8-2 contest here at Globe Life Field. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington. Day number 2 of this young college baseball season. Both these teams seeking their first victory of the season. First of a triple header here in the Shriners Children's College Showdown. Bedlam will be after this. Oklahoma State. Doesn't count towards conference ranking, but what a way to get their day going. And then a top 10 matchup. Number 7 Arkansas against number 10 TCU. Two teams that figure to be in the mix in both their conference championship and national championship conversations. TCU, the preseason favorite in the Big 12 per their coaches voting. Arkansas picked 4th in the SEC, but receiving first place votes. Arkansas picked by some, betting wise, to be national championship favorites. Looked every bit the part. Did the Razorbacks in their run rule victory last night against Oklahoma State. We called that one. TCU showed some grit to come back 5-4 and secure a victory. Both fan bases will be in the house. Arkansas fans, I think that there has to be something going on between our hotel and Arkansas, because their fans were packed for breakfast. They were there last night as well. It's new pitcher on the mound. Brennan Sieber for Vanderbilt will take the ball. So third pitcher now we have seen. Ground ball that Johnstone had the great defensive play for the first out. There's your preseason poll in the SEC. LSU, Texas, Mississippi State, the aforementioned Razorbacks of Arkansas. Use all that to say, testament
who's
to
not in there?
How great.
The question is, who's not?
How great this field is, made up 2 SEC teams, the rest Big 12. 2 schools from Oklahoma, and then Tech and TCU, joined by Vandy and Arkansas. Full month of baseball here at Globe Life. That one shot in the gap between first and second. Off the bat of Ferraro.
Our first look at Sieber, you can see it's a different arm action. It's a low 3/4 arm action, not completely sidearm. Makes the ball and his fastball go from left to right with a little bit of sink. He's going to induce a lot of ground balls, which we've already seen 2 of them. One, the first hitter, the ground ball to second base. This one got through. But with that type of arm action, as a pitcher or as a hitter, you're going to get to the top of it. And your infielder is going to have to be ready to go defend the baseball. And then you see that first look, or second look, I'm sorry, at his slider. It's an 83, 84 mile an hour slider. Tough on right-handed hitters with that arm action. It starts out at your left shoulder. And as a hitter, you want to kind of get out of there a little too quick. And we'll see if he's able to get a lot of ground ball out.
Sieber ready with the 1-1. Over to third, knocking the ball down, picked over at first on the throw from Johnston to Jensen.
Yeah. Like we were just talking about, it's going to be a ground ball defensive when he goes out there, because he's got such good sink on it. It gets his ball underneath him, and Kentenardi gets underneath him. Third baseman wasn't able to come up. It was going to possibly be a double play ball. Didn't come up with it clean, had a lot of top spin to it, but had the presence to still defend it enough, get it over to first base. And Johnson making a pretty good pick over there at first base. And my apologies to the Cyber family. I think I said Sieber when he went out there, so my apologies.
Followed my lead. Cyber 1 for 1. 1-1, excuse me, 2.28 ERA, 16 appearances, 2 starts last year. As a freshman, he led all Vanderbilt pitchers with 23 appearances, went 3-0, 42 2/3 inning. Was named to the Baseball Writers Association Stopper of the Year mid-season watch list, which goes to best reliever. Coach Corbin saying of Cyber that he's pitched in virtually every conceivable role and consistently proven himself to be reliable, durable. Commended his improvement in his strength across the offseason.
I'll tell you what's reliable. If you can make that ball sink and move from left to right like that at 92 miles an hour and throw strikes with it, and be able to go to the third base side of home plate on these right-handed hitters, and then use a slider, which I think we're about to see on the other side of the plate, that's real stuff. It's not a huge breaker. I mean, that slider's not huge, doesn't have to be, because you got a ball running left to right fastball, and then a slider going right to left. Doesn't have to be huge. See that at 84 miles an hour, and then that fastball's going the other way at 90, 92.
Villeneuve struck out looking last time up.
Huh? I'm cutting into your time now. I didn't mean to. Just said pitch on me. They brought that out. That grab.
You like that?
I did like that.
Asking you shall receive.
I guess so. Yeah. These guys are incredible.
Prior to that, Villeneuve walked. Texas Tech trying to find some momentum, but Cyber, first time out on the mound. He's helping his team cruise with that 6-run advantage. They will bat Vanderbilt when we come on back. Well, 6 remarkable kids have each teamed up with a participating university for the Shriners Children's College Showdown Team Fundraising Challenge. All weekend long, teams will compete to see which fan base can raise the most money in support of Shriners Children. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate in honor of your favorite team. Today it was Anita, the team captain for Vanderbilt, that joined us in the booth and gracious enough with her time and to share her remarkable story to having gone from not being able to walk, she said, to adaptive mountain biking and being up in the booth here to make her team debut. This, the current standings, the amount of money that has been raised, $107,000. The Arkansas Razorbacks fan base currently in the lead. Vanderbilt, they are 5th in that, but they are in the lead in this ball game, 8-2. Bottom of 6, 2, 3, 4. We begin with Colin Barcy.
From Logan Beavis, we're going to see a 2 and a 4-seam fastball at 92 to 95 range. A slider change. A pretty tall presence on the mound.
6'7". The junior. Induces a ground ball over to third, and Garcia to get the lead out in Barcy.
That's not an easy task. That young man obviously has had a bunch of homers and hits, but he was doing a good job using that tailing fastball to induce a ground ball over to Garcia. Came up with it cleanly, made a good throw to first base.
Beavis began his career at South Florida. This one laced out to center and cannot be brought back. Another home run to the tally for the weekend. Another home run for Vandy. Another run as Johnston leaves the yard.
I'll tell you, it's a lot of homers in this whole series so far. We're in game 1 of day 2, but he gets in behind this. The good approach to it, middle of the field, just out of the reach of Thompson, not by much, but enough to get out of the ballpark. And I'm starting to think now we should have told all these teams they had to dedicate $1,000 to Shriners for every homer they
That's
had.
what I was thinking.
We'll get that meter even moving even more.
You know, hey, big donors out there, you know, for every home run your team hits, you know, at least 100. You know, the QR code's there. Mention where you can go, shrinersshowdown.org. That out to left field and softly into the glove of Hughes for the second out. Yeah, if you're at home watching, if you're on the go watching, but you're coming out to the ballpark later and you're sitting in the outfield, be ready. You're going to get some action. How about the 2 games that follow us, Ty? Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, TCU. It's a great day.
I think, well, yeah, first you got Bedlam. You got 2 fan bases that, you know, like to compete against each other. Is that the way you say it? So, but then I think, you know, Arkansas travels so well. There's so many of them here. And the crowd last night, the noise and calling the Hogs and all the above, and, you know, and how much they love Razorback baseball. But I think the TCU fans will be challenged, since they're local. They saw how many Arkansas fans were here. They came up with a big win against Vandy. I bet you this place is loaded up tonight with a lot of Horned Frog fans as well.
Braden Holcomb had a 2-run shot in the 4th inning. Followed that up with a double. So 5 RBIs today. Three hits on the young season.
Ball almost bounced up, got Quintera under the throat. He knows it too. you need to pull that chin down in to keep that ball. If you lift your chin up, that ball has a chance to get underneath and get you right in the throat.
Quintana digs. Keep that in front. No traffic with 2 outs. Full count. Six, 7.
Tell you what, you can create some angle when you're 6'7". That fastball going downhill.
The tallest pitcher you ever coached?
6'8". In junior college, Ben Hickman.
It's the shortest pitcher you ever coached?
Bunch of them. Bunch of them. That's a long list at 5'9".
Hey.
Huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with being 5'9".
Look, they were good. They wouldn't have been out there pitching if they weren't good.
I'm 5'10". With shoes on.
Allegedly.
Max Jensen. Reached safely via a walk the first time. The ball in front of Quintana, who will watch runner and Holcomb go over to second base.
I'll tell you what, Holcomb had a great jump on the pitch. There was going to be no way, even if he'd have caught that ball clean, he wasn't going to be able to throw him out at second base.
It's out to left. Nothing doing. Into the glove of Hughes for the third out, but one more run, a home run from Johnston to make it 9-2. $17 home runs now, Ty, is the tally as Vanderbilt stays loose in between changeover. But wow, we have seen it every part of the ball field as well, as you've said.
Well, just watch and listen. Listen to them. They'll tell you how far they're going.
Second deck for help yesterday for Arkansas. Kozel getting in on the action. Arkansas walked it off. Micah New had 5 solo shots in yesterday's game between TCU and Vanderbilt. 17 the running count. We'll have to effort a per team breakdown. I think you're pointing to me because we got a new
hitter.
Pitcher.
We got a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter.
Chase Thomas stepped in on the left side for the Red Raiders.
Hitting in the 9-hole. freshman from Rowlett, Texas.
A lot of good high school baseball in the Metroplex. Coached a lot of championship teams that had a lot of DFW kids and a lot of great players. We'll see a lot of these major Division I baseball programs recruiting this DFW area. You see Thomas draw a walk to lead off the 7th.
Ty, has that changed with NIL, with the portal, with all the changes? We don't need to go into that, but in terms of the regionality and how, especially in this state, in the Lone Star State, how programs look to recruit and protect their home turf?
Well, it's always, you're always going to try to protect your home turf, but it used to be that it was a huge deal because there was a significance between in-state, out-of-state tuition and equivalency. When we had 11.7 scholarships, which is what every program was playing by.
Base hit into right field. Top of the order in Thompson. Yeah, so that would make sense when you're talking about it, the mathematics of it and what out-of-state versus in-state. None of that, though. Throw that all out the window now.
Now, because if they've got full scholarships, some of them are fully funded all the way up to 34 full, some are at 20, some are at 18, whatever it might be, but it's more than 11.7, so you don't have as much of an equivalency issue. Out of state would cost you 70%, 65, 70% for just books, tuition, and fees because of the out-state fees. So it was always important to protect your state because it was cheaper mathematically. In scholarship, you had to make it go further. But yeah, there's a pride factor in that as well. And a lot of kids now, this ball is hit down a right field line and just foul. A lot of players now, I think because of television and what, the streaming services and so many college teams like this on TV, I think kids all of a sudden go to wherever. Right? And same for
Mom, Dad,
now
Grandma
saying that
watch.
for the Texas teams too. Look at the influx between TCU, even Tech, and everybody here. How many California kids are here? So, it goes both ways, but it is part of college baseball now. A lot of out-of-state players, playing at different schools. And look, I think part of the California migration of players this way, and we'll have UCLA, I think, in a couple of weeks here, is that the facilities are bigger in the South. Like you come down to the SEC and the Big 12, they're playing nicer baseball facilities.
Lopez.
As well, you might have a chance to have NIL more at an LSU or a Texas or wherever it might be, a TCU, whatever it might be, than maybe you would have at some of the other smaller West Coast teams or middle of America teams too.
Look at this Texas Tech program, what they've done in terms of NIL. You want to stay in the stick and ball, what they did with softball, being able to go out and create a program that then immediately made an impact to go to the Women's College World Series. Texas Tech football that we saw in this past college football playoff. So how that trickles down and continues to permeate across the other sports is this easy working center for Braden Holcomb. Make the grab for the out, but an ever-changing landscape. Ty, you had said it earlier, as dynamic of an industry that you will find that has constantly moving pieces. Also, we were having this conversation, the support staff that's around, the people that manage all of those different pieces and knowing.
Well, your staff has grown. I mean, it used to be you had 2 full-time assistant coaches, a volunteer assistant, and really that was it, and a student assistant, and that was your staff. I mean, now they've got player development, chief of staffs. I mean, and needed. I think it's unreal. I think it's just another indication of just how great college baseball is and where it's grown. But it is fluid. Is probably the best word to describe college athletics in general. You see this 2-seamer running in on shows, and that don't feel good. No, let me tell you. But you're going to get that with the action on his fastball, on Cyber's fastball. These right-handed hitters, you're going to get some of that.
Schaus awaits the pitch from Cyber. This one is in play. A lot of traffic to fight through, and Vandy trying to turn two as we saw earlier, but a nice job by Becker Wade at shortstop to fight through the runner, Chase Thomas, who was clearing the area, and does get the runner, and Thompson at second, but can't turn two.
Yeah, I thought he was out. That's not going to surprise me if they check this. I think they thought he got him, and from up here it was close. We get another look at it, and it is going to be close. I thought originally he was out. Oh, I love replay. I knew somebody was going to ask to see if they would review it. It was, in baseball terms, it was bang bang at first base. Remember now, tie goes to the runner. We all learned that first thing in Little League. I had a sneaky suspicion we were headed down this path. Let's get another look at it from this unbelievable camera crew we got. He reaches out. He goes start low as a first baseman. I think he's out. I don't know if there's enough to change it.
Couple frames back.
Watch this, right? His foot's just above hovering the bag. Oh, is his heel on the bag?
There. All right. Ball's in the glove. That's what's hard. Ball's in the glove.
I don't know if there's enough to change it.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to be safe. Schaus over at first. That second out will be Thompson. So what the review here, significance-wise, would be the end of the inning on a double play, or will there be two outs?
Yeah, second inning double play if that's the case. If they do reverse the call, again, I don't know if there's enough. I don't know if I'm supposed to. It seems goofy when I say this word. Is there enough evidence? I feel like I'm on a crime show or something. I don't know, right? Every time I say that, I'm like, can I just believe I said it? Here's another good look. I don't know. I mean, that heel, you really can't tell if the spikes are touching the bag when the ball goes in the glove.
I think he's safe.
Better them than me to try to make this. I can't tell you for certain that it's one way. I thought he was out from up here at the get-go, and I still think he's out. I just don't think there's enough there to to flip the call over. I mean, we're going to find out. Yeah, I just didn't think there was enough there to change it.
So Schaus will be safe. The call is confirmed. Runners will be on the corners with Thomas and Schaus with Hughes, the batter at the plate for the Red Raiders.
Since the first inning, with the 2 errors from the pitcher, which is unusual. Vanderbilt's defense has been pretty good. Their infield play has been really good. Hey.
Credited as a fielder's choice for Schaus. Hughes, 0 for 3. Was that inning-ending double play in the 5th. He struck out and he's flown out. But now we'll tally a hit and also bring a run home as Crossing does. Thomas, RBI single for Hughes.
What you're seeing from the approach of the Texas Tech hitters on this two-seamer and his slider, the majority of the hits have been the other way. They're going to take that fastball, that sinking fastball for the left-handed hitters, serve it out to left. The right-handed hitters to start the inning, hit a ball to the right side. They're trying to stay in there a little bit longer, stay on it. So far, their offensive hitting plan this half inning has started to pay off for them.
Cyber throws ball 1 to begin the at-bat. It's Lincoln Garcia. It's grounded out to second. Last 2 times up. And with a Fly ball to right. Vanderbilt defense will be tested again. Good communication on that left side. Johnston takes it, makes the throw for out number 3. 9-3 contest, bottom of 7. When we come back to Globe Life Field. Seventh inning stretch brought to you by AMG Bank. Getting keyed up for Bedlam, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. That's coming up 3 o'clock. Slated for. The fans are filing into the ballpark. They waited out the big storm that passed through and sent some raindrops down our way. Oklahoma. Checking out the end of this one is have a new pitcher on the mound for Texas Tech. Logan Addison is a freshman from Tahoka, Texas. At 6'1". Last year was a freshman year, now sophomore. Had a lone appearance on the season against Texas on March 1st, but injury shut him down.
+90 fastball. We're seeing over and over and over, particularly in this tournament. And a big time slider, as you just saw first peek of it. SID does such a good job of just sending me. He's got through 4 perfect games in high school. Try some of that.
Went to New Home High School. Yeah. The first D1 signee in New Home history. Threw a no-hitter against Ropesville in the 2024 district championship.
Slider's got good depth. It works almost from, it does work from right to left, but it depth meaning it's got a lot of down movement to it. This makes you think he can really spin it.
Does so there, 82 miles an hour on the slider to sit down Rigdon. Give me an assessment of the Vanderbilt hitting lineup. What you like, how you think they can be offensively this season based on what we've seen today, yesterday.
Yeah, just really based on last night some, yesterday some. But today, since I've put more attention to it, they don't chase much. They don't expand a whole lot. They haven't gotten out of there so far. They do that right there. They sit on. They don't try to do too much. I know they've hit homers, and you think, well, you've lost your mind. They're hitting homers. They're doing a lot. They are, because they're not trying to do too much. They stay within their swings. Ball away from him, as you just see right there. He hits the ball the other way. They don't get out, chasing wise. They don't swing and miss a ton or chase balls out of the zone. It's been impressive. I got ready to say it 2 halves ago. I was like, man, they don't get themselves out very much.
Logan Johnstone with the single. Riker Waite, who had a home run in the 4th, struck out last time. Madison will peer over at the runner. The strike.
Yeah, that slider's hard. I know the velocity of it's 84, and you're going to see some this year. They're going to be higher in velocity than that, but that thing is, I bet you can hear it down there as a hitter spinning.
Goes up top to get Waite. Back again with the slider.
What that thing is. Look at that. That's at the top of the zone at 84, clipping the very top of it. Was a strike. Now, when that thing started, it was not. Obviously, it was above the strike zone. Yep. That thing comes out spinning like a yo-yo.
Two down, top of the order. Carter Johnstone will foul off the first pitch. Runner going. Quintanar looking with the throw. Tag not in time from Thomas.
Vanderbilt's done a good job picking and choosing when to run, getting a good jump, because he's not slow to the plate. That was a small leg kick. Anticipation, got a great jump right into the back corner of the bag, kept his hand on the bag. Everybody's now taught to keep the tag on the runners.
Swing and a miss. There's that slider once again. So the deficit at 6. He will hit the 8th. New pitcher coming in, Wyatt Neto. 6'6", righty from Gorham, Maine.
It sounds cold.
Sounds far. That's where we're at here in Texas. Talented freshman is the scout from Coach Corbin. Big arm, competitive mindset. Got a lot of pitches, said all of his pitches play. Future bright, so we'll see what he has with his team protecting a 6-run lead. Here looking for their first win of the season.
Well, your first appearance out there as a freshman, and you start looking at him up close on camera, he looks like he's 21. He's a beast up there. He's a big, good-looking, physical young pitcher. Ball comes roaring out at 96 with his first pitch. There's a little bit about the physicality and this, as you referred to it, the stuff plays. You sit in the strike zone, that will play.
Gorham, Maine is just outside of Portland. Maine. You ever been to Maine?
Indeed. I coached in the Cape one summer. I left Omaha, Nebraska as a player. Got on the plane 3 days later and was at the Cape coaching. One of the greatest experiences of my life. I'm truly one of the luckiest guys in the world when it came to that. I was coaching guys I was playing with and against in Omaha that year.
Wow. Making his way to Vanderbilt, who's been a staple in Omaha. Can they put together a team to get back there this year? Well, that's a long ways away. I'd like to try to just notch a win. That will get him one out closer as Ferraro down off the ground.
Vanderbilt infield play today has been good. It's been above average all day. They've been able to control the baseball. They've been able to turn double plays. Ground balls, you got to be able to take care of those outs. You can't get back to the other team, and so far they've been able to control the baseball. Whereas on the other hand, maybe Tech a couple times hasn't been able to, and their errors have cost them or hurt them.
Matt Quintanar.
That's a 90-mile-an-hour cutter. 97-mile-an-hour fastballs. 18, 19 years old. 90-mile-an-hour cutters. Welcome to college baseball.
Wouldn't have happened, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago, you think?
Wouldn't have?
Wouldn't have. Listening to the coaches.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been as rare. Yeah.
This is a guy that would have been playing a level up.
Yeah, he would have probably drafted and signed. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, there's always Vanderbilt. Tim Corbin's always been able to navigate the draft with his signees, helping them make good decisions about, do I go to school, do I go to professional baseball? And because of that, you see that slider on the outer half at 88 miles an hour. Because of that, Vanderbilt's always had some high draft picks that turn down the draft and then go to college, and then you look up 3 years later and they're first rounders. That is filthy to try to hit. Ball strikes above the strike zone, comes down, catches the top quadrant of it at 87 miles an hour. I'm beginning to think when he said stuff plays, it's real stuff. Like real stuff.
And with the strikeout of Quintanar. Villeneuve struck out twice and walked once. Solid work over at third. That defensive ability for Vanderbilt still on display across the course of this one. 6-run lead they have, bottom of 8th. When we come back to Globe Life Field. Shriners Children's. Great imagery as you make your way across Globe Life Field here. I saw, Ty, that the Rangers are going to do one of the coolest promotions I have ever seen. I'm a big jersey geek. And they're going to do a Nolan Ryan bloodied jersey, if you remember from Nolan Ryan in his days. Stranger to no fight that he would not take, but the Rangers work within the community, work within Dallas to embody here in the Metroplex, the DFW area, and they have imagery across the entirety of this stadium that means something. So you have the 329 feet to left field line, that's for Adrian Beltre. Then the power alley, that's for their inaugural season, which was 1972. Pudge Rodriguez for 407 feet in center field. The backstop, 42 feet for Jackie Robinson. Intentionality when they built this. Michael Young wearing number 10, the deepest points with 410. So when you walk up to the ballpark, and when I walked up this morning, the public address announcer that is on repeat is listing all the accomplishments and how many AL West Division titles and AL titles. Finally putting it all together for the World Series victory for the Rangers that they were able to celebrate in this beautiful facility that has now become a staple through the hard work of so many people at the beginning of the college baseball season. Spend a lot of time here across the course of this month. 21 of the nation's top programs for 30 games, largest ever college baseball slate for Globe Life. 6th straight season. This all began back in 2021. They've had more than 100 college baseball games. New pitcher. Seen Schaus playing this one. Hit, defend, and now he's on the mound.
It's our first look at it. 3/4 arm slot. Fastball slider. Two-way player, which tells you he knows both sides of the game well and how athletic he is. Nowadays, when they're shrinking the rosters, the late break on that slider. That thing starts out at that right-handed hitter that started at Barcy's hip. Kind of locked him up as it would any human. That thing, watch the late break on this. Starts at his hip and then just comes roaring back across and catches the inside part of the plate. But if you can get these two-way guys, and with you know, roster limits now shrinking, number of players meaning, not number of scholarships, full scholarship, but number of players, two-way guys become that much more valuable.
What a way to begin, too, to throw against Barcy, who most likely will end with a 1-for-5 day. Brody Johnston, the double in the first, the home run in the sixth. Make it another one. Why not? That one nearly up on the concourse, it looked. Absolutely blasted by Johnston. Back-to-back at-bats, back-to-back home runs. 10-3 now for Vandy.
You want to talk about no doubters. This is definitely one of them. They've hit a couple of them already this weekend. You see his teammates celebrating with him as he crosses, after he crosses home plate. But watch the towering that he gets to the bottom of this baseball. It's like an NFL punter with a hang time. That ball just hung up there, it seemed like forever, and then lands up in the second deck.
Yeah, from my angle, I was just trying to see, is it going to keep curving, but probably about 6 rows up, second deck.
From my angle, I lost it because we're looking at the glass windows that are so high up there that it kind of disappeared for me for a little bit through the reflection in those windows. That's how high it was.
Well, so is it something in the air? I mean, we were talking about the dirt behind home. It's not just the catchers that are getting into it. That's Johnson, who has his second of the day. He's feeling it. Our home run total continues to balloon. And maybe the Vandy faithful heard us, as I've been keeping an eye on the donation board out in center field. And they have jumped up. The donations have gone up $2,000.
I like it.
So, you know, maybe per home run, they're jumping in. Shout out to y'all watching and donating. Great cause for Shriners Children's.
As you get a look at it, we're up to 109,000. I want to watch. I'm going to watch this meter tonight when Arkansas and TCU.
First of 3 games, all the action coming your way here on Flo. After this, it'll be Bedlam. It's walking down to first, Gooden. After this, starting to see the dotted orange come in. Bedlam between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Nightcap, Arkansas and TCU, number 7 against number 10, respectively. Pinch runner coming in for the spot of Gooden. Shalson check. Colin Brightwell, freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. Holcomb 2-run shot in the 4th inning. Runners going, diving in safely to second. Brightwell.
And showing his explosiveness out of his jump. He got a tremendous jump. An okay pitch to throw on, but I don't think it was going to make any difference. The jump he had, and his pure foot speed. Steal of second base.
Two for 3 day, double to go with that home run, 5 runs batted in.
most of his misses have been up out of the strike zone. And getting just underneath it. Sometimes it's hard. You're a two-way guy. It's hard to get enough reps between the pen, throwing, doing your defensive work, and the outfield, playing in the inter-squad game. And I think they know he's got a great arm. Obviously he's shown that breaker. It's such a late breaker. But moments like this, you got to get him into shape throwing-wise and get him used to coming from the outfield to the mound if that's how you're going to choose to use him. Shouse, that is.
Kitchener will walk back after chatting with his pitcher. Max Jensen, the batter at the plate. And if the game were to stay true to the form of the narrative of the weekend with the home run ball, run rule could be in play. We saw it last night. We were dancing there, partner, at the end of the Arkansas game because we weren't 100% sure if they were going to play the run rule through the tournament. Mike New that left the yard ended up making it 12-2 in the 8th inning for Arkansas to get that victory over Oklahoma State. But Vanderbilt, after not scoring, busted it open with 8 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 in the 6th. 1 off the bat of Johnston here in this 8th. Shouse back-to-back.
I think we're going to see a pitch and change. Played last night or yesterday night, turns around, plays again today, and comes in from right field. And I think they're going to make Coach Tadlock is going to make that change.
To back walks, so a trio of walks to Gooden, who then pinch run for by Brightwell, who stole, then walked Holcomb, walked Jensen. So the work short for Shouse. New pitcher when we come back, bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, Vanderbilt trying to shut it down and notch their first victory of the season. Run rule in play with the bases loaded. The new pitcher coming in for the Red Raiders. Brightwell over at third, Holcomb second, Jensen first. If those three find a way to get across with the 2 outs remaining for Vanderbilt, that'll end things a frame early. Or does Texas Tech have another chance at the plate? Brady Trombello, redshirt freshman. Pitching to Rustin Rigdon. Rigdon struck out last time up. Have a single and scored in the 4th. Vandy right now 5 for 14 with runners on in this contest. 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
He's got to be chasing and looking. Chasing, looking for a fastball in the middle. He's got to throw a strike. He took a swing like he knew it too. That's a big time swing. He knew he was going to try to come after him with a fastball. He just missed it. A lot of times you watch guys foul ball straight back. It means they're right on time with it. He just got to the bottom of it too much.
Trombello ready. That will walk in a run. Is across Brightwell, touring the base paths. Make it 11-3.
That's the 4th walk in a row issued by the Tech pitchers. And now obviously a base hit, a single could in this game. Again, I go back, they just don't chase very much. Their hitters are so disciplined, have a great plan. They don't expand their zones very often.
And in a moment here where you could get a batter.
Of course you can. You can do that
hey,
first time you show up. But yeah, you're right.
Be aggressive and try to end this thing. This ball knocked down over at first, trying to get the out. The runner is safe, as is the runner who crosses in Holcomb to make it 12-3. Safe over at first, Logan Johnstone. The offense continues to produce.
Thought this was going to end up being a great player. Great play. Trombello trying to get over there in time. That's close. Did he miss the bag? Does his foot touch first? Watch the pitcher's foot touches first. It's just a matter that they think he missed it because his foot was there before the hitter runner was.
Yeah, call on the field was safe, so just looking at that right foot. Was it there in time to beat the runner and Johnstone? So
well, it was in time. It's just whether
on the bag on time.
The pitcher's foot was there first. Was it touching or just barely placed up on the base? All you got to do is be barely touching it. You don't have to have a big foot, a whole foot, or a toe. As long as you're touching it. We're going to get another look.
It kind of looks like he's still moving, sliding, moving.
He's there. He's there.
You think?
His foot's on the ground there. What could have been the base? Is it touching the base right there? If so, he's out.
See, and it's blocked off here from this angle from Johnson.
And that's not going to be close enough to see if his right heel is lodged up next to the base.
But is it touching the bag? And you can't see from either side. So I think that, it looks like, well, the foot doesn't move. So to me, that would indicate that the foot is planted against the bag because his momentum is taking him that way.
I don't know.
Man, we're really
I'm just going to leave it alone. His right heel slides right there. His heel slides to the bag. So that I think they're going to leave him safe. But we'll see. He definitely had his foot on the ground early enough to call him out, but he apparently wasn't on the base. Well, we've had 2 bang-bangers at first base today with Chris Griffith, first base umpire.
Looking at that right foot of the pitcher, Trombello coming over defensively. The ruling on the field was that the runner, Logan Johnstone, was safe.
it's not about when the pitcher's foot hit the ground. It's when he planted it, was he touching the base? He was there before the runner, and when he touches the ground, when his heel moved over, you know, did the timing of that touch first base? If he wasn't already engaged with the base, well, that's a tough one. Unless they've got a different view than what you and I are looking at.
That's what I was going to say. Unless they have a different angle, I don't think that there's anything from what we have seen that would indicate the ability to reverse the call. On the field, it was safe. Runner was in. So here we are at 12-3, bottom of the 8th inning. Bases would be loaded, and we would be one run away from Vanderbilt getting their first victory of the season. Or will there be 2 outs with just 2 runners on?
Well, they don't know right now because they're still in there. They're still underneath the bleachers trying to figure it out. Now they're coming out. I can see just over the edge to them, and they're headed out of there. So I'm just curious as anybody. Yeah, I just don't think there was enough to say his foot was engaged with the base. His foot was there in time.
So 12-3, it will stand, 1 out, bases loaded, 90 feet away.
Yeah, and if you're Tech now, you got to play your defenders in. You see the infield's all in. They've got to go to the plate with it. What they'd love to see is a ground ball to the pitcher, to the catcher first, you know, double play possibly. You got to bring your outfield up as well. They've got to be able to get in position where they can throw the runner out at home plate.
Riker Waite at the plate. Has the power to leave the yard. Did so in the 4th inning. Part of that big 8-run scoring that gave Vanderbilt a comfortable lead. Still look at ball 2.
As a hitter right now, you're zeroed in on one spot. Something that you can just get to the outfield. You know he's got to come in and try to throw a strike. He's down in the count. He can't walk somebody.
Heavy cut at that offering.
That's a gutsy pitch, a 2-0 changeup. And you were just describing all the emotions I was just saying. He was amped up, ready to hit, and threw him a changeup.
Move the count to 3-1.
Well, you know, patience can pay off here too, because if it's off the edge, it's an RBI walk. They're looking in the middle of the plate.
Hard hit, he'll put it in play. That'll cross the run. And that'll be enough to do it. Vanderbilt, defending champs in the SEC tournament, get their first victory of the young season with a run rule victory, 13-3 over Texas Tech.
I thought Vanderbilt's offense has been on display, even starting yesterday against TCU. They showed you the type of physical hitters they do have in their lineup. But today, to have to go through their lineup a 4th and 5th time, they start to wear you down because they just don't get themselves out, TD. They don't create easy outs. You know, like every once in a while, hitters will get in there and get themselves out on the first pitch on a little routine ground ball somewhere. Being able to steal bases. I mean, it's an impressive offensive team, and they showed it on bounce back game from yesterday. They showed the type of offense they can be in this game today.
For Vanderbilt, one more during their time here in Arlington. They will play Oklahoma State 10:30 in the morning tomorrow. And for Texas Tech, still looking for that first win on the season, they will face off against number 7 Arkansas in tomorrow's 2:30 game. Bedlam up next. Oklahoma State. That's slated for 3 o'clock here on Flo. After that, 7 o'clock, top 10 matchup, TCU, Arkansas, number 10 TCU, preseason favorites in the Big 12. Arkansas, well, the big programs out of the SEC, all coming your way here at Globe Life, but saw more of the home run ball. Saw Vanderbilt flex a little bit of that 23rd ranked muscle. Cyber will get the win. Other takeaways, Ty, for you from this one?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tech, you're going to clean up the defense part of it. I mean, so, you know, some of the innings were extended from their defensive play and a handful of errors. But I think they're going to clean that up. There were some bright sides, too. Some of the relief guys that came in. Espinosa's second inning was better. I thought Addison's stuff was really good. That slider is mean. And so there's some positives that came out. They had some, you know, decent at-bats and line drives the other way and hit some balls the other way. But, you know, the biggest takeaway for me on the Vanderbilt side, starting pitching first. Let's start there. Again, that was real stuff this afternoon, and what that looked like at 94, 95, complete control, you know, of his emotions, but his physicality and his slider and his fastball up to 95, 97. Relief-wise, in a ballpark like this, you've talked about it how many times now, how many home runs have been hit, right? Well, they bring in, you know, Cyber, who does what? Those two-seamers, and all of a sudden you guys quiets the game. It's hard to elevate sinkers and sliders. It is, and you get to go play defense, and they were able to. And I thought if you looked at, they ended with NATO. I mean, a freshman goes out there and sits at 97 with an 87-mile-an-hour, you know, slider. And so there was a lot to think about for Vanderbilt. But for me, the biggest takeaway for their offense, they just don't get themselves out. They don't chase. They don't expand the zone. I thought their plans as hitters was unbelievable, and I think it's a credit to who they are as hitters and as an offense, and to their offensive coach. And so that's an impressive Vanderbilt team.
Yeah, and really down to the very last inning, that's how they did it. It was a walk for Gooden, it was a walk for Holcomb, it was a walk for Jensen, and the single from Waite finally ended it. Braden Holcomb is the player that we're waiting on. He will speak with Leanza down on the field. They are about to chat, but hitting day for him. Holcomb had a 2-run home run in the fourth, a double in that fourth as well. Good day for Holcomb to help his team notch their first victory of the season. Leanza is with Braden. Leanza, go ahead.
Braden, your team responded in a big way today. What was the conversation last night to make sure you could regroup and come out here and respond?
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard-fought game last night. Came out here, we thought we played pretty well. Definitely could have gotten out of there with a win, and it was just time to get back out here this morning and just keep competing. And we played really well, and fortunate to get in the win column, so it was a lot of fun.
2 for 3 today, a home run and 5 RBI. What was working for you at the plate today to be so productive?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's just staying aggressive, looking for my pitch, kind of hunting what I want to swing at, and once I got my pitch, just executing, getting the barrel on it, good things will happen. So.
The rain started pouring outside and the runs started scoring in here. How much fun is it when the lineup really starts stringing together a series like that with that 8-run inning?
Yeah, I mean, we got so many guys in the lineup that are really just putting together good at-bats up there. And, I mean, once we're stringing at-bats together, it's pretty good lineup. And, I mean, there's so many guys that have just put in a lot of work to put us in this position. And we're really fortunate to have a new good hitting coach, Coach Esposito. And we've done a great job, and we're going to continue building on that. So,
first one of the season. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Braden. Thank you, Leanza. As the Commodores of Vanderbilt, victorious run rule victory. They end it early, 13-3 over Texas Tech.
Be sure to stick with us here on Flo as two great games coming your way. Bedlam, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. That will be at 3:15 Central tonight. The nightcap top 10 matchup. Number 7 Arkansas, number 10 TCU. All going to a great cause in Shriners Children's. For Ty Harrington, Tyler Denning. So long from Globe Life. We'll see you back here this afternoon.